Okay. Here we are. I'm a little late today, sorry. I actually woke up at like almost 10 and I was just like, yeah, no, we're not functioning yet. So, tried to go back to sleep and got woken up by something else. And when I got woken up from that, I had a splitting headache. Something sharp just touched me. Hang on. I don't know what it was. Something was stuck to my shirt. And, so now I was laying in bed trying to get rid of the, sudden splitting headache that was probably from how I got woken up the second time. I was like, I really need to get up because we've got stuff we have to do. So, here we are. Making sure everything is running. Okay. So, hope everybody's doing all right today. Hope your weekend was well. Or at least better than mine. So, hope your year's been better than mine, because dang, man. Alright, so last week, before we ended, I had discussed about this was just so empty up in here. I'm going to add another set of cloud stuff here, because the emptiness is just not sitting with me, so it's bugging me, and we're gonna do something about that. Hang on. This shirt. I've been in one of these weird moods all week where I'm hot when I have an extra shirt on. And I'm fucking freezing when I take it off. Like when I'm down to just one shirt. And it's maddening. Maddening, I tell you. Alright, so start to get this guy worked into here. And we'll see what we can do about this huge open empty space, because there's no like real tall trees in this one. None of Bob's last minute soul crushing make a decision big ass trees, so have to kind of figure this out up in here. Oh my god, that car.
A little excessive.
That base is terribly uncomfortable in that car going by. That bothered me, and I'm indoors and the windows are shut. Holy crap. Alright, so work on getting some shape to this guy here. He's probably not going to be a very big guy, but I don't know, it needed something sitting here. It was just the openness was bugging me. So sorry there hasn't been any extra Planet Zoo stuff this week. I was busy working on a guide for all of the sorry, I have like a cat hair in my mouth or something. It's driving me crazy. I was working on a guide for post-production stuff for the podcast, for all the stuff that I do. Or did, because I'm going to be stepping down from podcast stuff. So that means potentially we could do something on Saturday nights, if we have the time. But, so this week I should have more time to work on the Planet Zoo stuff. Sorry the husband hasn't done his lately, but every Saturday there's been a fucking emergency. Friday night and Saturday night, and hopefully we've got that sorted now. I mean, you can never say there's not going to be an emergency, but hopefully we can finally get this under control and he can get back to working on his section of the zoo. I might be back later tonight to work on my section because I'm not very far, and he will more than likely catch up on me anyhow. And I'm sure I will be scrambling doing some time-lapse building to catch back up to him at some point. But no, I will actually be trying to come back later tonight. It won't be till later tonight though. I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. Depends on how long it takes me to make dinner, what time we stop here, and how long it takes for me to clean everybody's dinner mess up. You know, housey things. We'll work on getting this little wispy section in here. I know that's a pretty strong shadow there. Hopefully it's not too bad when we come back and do the other recordings, or do the other speed felt. It's probably also more noticeable because we're on this lighter color. Alright, and I am working on the other speed felt. Like I said, I've just been busy this week with other things, but I'll have more time to devote to that this week. It's going to take a couple of weeks to get that done, though. There was a couple of longer live streams that we did on the last project, so we'll get there. But I am actively working on that. As well as getting the rest of my new yarn colors fluffed. I got 2 older colors refilled that needed to be refilled last night. And I also got 1 new color added to our fluff wall. So that was exciting. Still have several more to fluff, but we're getting there. All right, that's a little better now. It's not quite so large and open and just massively there. Okay, so we have our cloud line back in here. I made the trees a little taller than the cloud line. Whoops. Oh well. So we need to get some of our cloud bank in here next. So we'll start working on that. So there are these little cloudy Misty Valley guys in here, in between the things and stoofs. So that's what we're gonna do now. Alrighty. Oh, for everybody who's actually paying attention, if you want to go and see the, that's not how you spell that, the tutorial in full, there it is on the Bob Ross YouTube channel. And it's episode 5 of season 3 for Distant Hills is where we're at with that one. Just in case anybody wants to watch it in full with sound and all of the things, because I don't just let the tutorial run, and a lot of times it's sitting still because I definitely don't work as fast as Bob, and really can't do this medium as fast as Bob either. So at least I can't. I don't know if there is anybody out there that can. I will be mystified if you can. And in this size, put it that way as well. Because we are working 8x10. I'm sure if we were working smaller, we'd be done faster. But fast isn't necessarily what I'm looking for here. So it will take a little bit to get there. Okay. So I kind of want this to come up just a little bit further across the bottom of the tree line there. Work on getting that in place. And you can bring these as high up over this tree line as you want, or not at all. That's gonna be up to you. Really, in the end, I mean, when it comes down to it, all of this in the end is just going to be how you want it to be. Let me re-flatten this section in here. Okay. And I'm gonna take another, and I'm just kind of moving this and fussing with the fluff to get it kind of in a shape that I'm looking for. It's like a cloudy, fluffy shape. I mean, remember, it's gonna get pulled together and compacted a bit as it's getting tapped in and attached and all. So you might have to do a couple of additions to it to get it adjusted to how you want it to look. So do keep that in mind. Or, if it goes down a little bit thinner than you were wanting, just grab some more and layer it in on top. I'm putting a little bit of fluff in this part on this end section. Not that much of it's gonna be terribly visible though. Okay, so we got that section. And I know this one's gonna have a multitude of ugly stages, but it's because we're building up layers and stuff, so that's gonna happen. It's gonna have all sorts of hot mess stages in here. Okay, so next bit of foggy, cloudy stuff. We will work on in here. Excuse me. Okay. Alrighty. Getting this guy kind of tucked into here. So what did everybody do this weekend? Anybody do anything fun, exciting? Anything? Sat and vegetated in front of the TV? That counts too. That could be exciting. Oh, when I was in retail, I looked forward to getting home and not leaving my house. I would like want to get all of the errands done on my Friday. Because I'm like, I'm not leaving this house unless I absolutely have to. For errands, like if it's something fun, that's one thing, and it's really got to be something I want to do. Short of that or an emergency, I was like, yeah, no. I'm good. So Valentino is still in his tank. Yay. We still don't know what happened to Harold. We think he somehow managed to pull a Hail Mary leap and hit the feeding door that's on like a little swing thingy that you can push down and it'll pop open. We think he somehow must have like bolted up, hit the door, and got out of the tank. And then we think Momo ate him off the floor. We
I'm sorry, the way you phrased it, and then Momo ate him.
We think. We're not 100% certain. Somebody had to have eaten him, or this body is hiding, but it doesn't smell like a dead fish laying around. So, Momo's breath smelled like a dead fish for a couple of days. That's why we think Momo ate him. Second theory is that one of the cats was fucking around on my desk and managed to snag him out, but there wasn't a huge amount of water laying anywhere because Cal would have made a mess. So, I don't know. So Harold pulled a Houdini and vanished into the nether. No idea where he went. But for Valentino, I've been placing my sketchbook on top of the tank lid. And that seems to so far be working. So. And Valentino has started to bubble nest, so yay. He feels happy and confident enough in there and relaxed enough in there to start doing that. So that's good. And Cal tried to send me to the emergency room right before we got started on the art stream.
Oh. Do you need to go pee-pish?
Come on, Mama, let's go potty.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
As soon as Russell and my mom came home, I was moving the curtain aside from our room to walk out into the other room to see what they had to say. And just as I was doing that, Cal came barreling through the doorway and head first right into like the soft tissue side of my knee cap or whatever. Oh my god. Like he hit bone and tissue at the same time, and oh, that cat's got a fucking hard head. Can confirm what we've already known about him being hard-headed. Oh my god. That hurts so bad. And right when I was walking over here to sit back down, I'm like, it feels like it's swelling. Russell's like, yeah, probably if he hit you that hard. I'm like, great. Great. Fantastic. We will see later, I guess, how things go. But I'm like, damn, cat, really? He woke me up earlier, sticking his nose in my face, trying to get under the blanket. I'm like, no. No. You're not getting under the blanket. The dog's laying on top of the blankets down there. You're just gonna upset him. I think he was really trying to wake me up to feed him, though, because a few minutes later I heard him eating out of the dog food bowl, and I was like... And at that point I was like, right, I really do need to get up anyway. Uh-oh, why are we buzzing? Is this a cleanup aisle too?
No, someone was just chewing.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Do we need hot spot spray?
Daddy has to get this off. No, not yet.
Okay.
I'm just trimming it preemptively.
Okay.
Oh my goodness! Oh my
This
goodness.
dog.
Oh my goodness.
Squeakers, squeakers, people's ears.
I said the G word, didn't I? I did. Okay. Okay, I get you a goodie. First, let me get this.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
These dogs get so excited about everything. Sorry about your ears, guys.
Oh, they're just being adorable.
They get all worked up about silliest things. They hate when Russell has to buzz their fur down a little bit if they get a mat or if they're starting to get a hot spot from chewing.
Today's treat is a piece of steak.
And but afterwards they're like, oh my goodness, I survived it, and then they start trying to chew on us. Alright, so this guy's gonna come down into here. And sorry for the typing in the background. Husband is plotting something for a D&D game idea that him and his friend are working on. Don't know if this game will actually come to be. Depends on what happens with the state of their D&D group in the next week. The one person's been unavailable due to life. Somebody else has been unavailable the past couple of weeks due to a work schedule issue. Just all of the things. So someone else has been unavailable due to life, so I don't know if they're gonna have to find a couple new people or if they're gonna bother right now. We'll see. Okay. Work on getting this together and filled in here. Not going too bad. And then we've got another bit of tree that's going in this pink section here too, so I gotta try to remember if it was gonna be the same tree color. I might have decided to go with this one over this one. I don't know. Pretty sure for these other ones down in here they were supposed to be gray. So I don't know if I want to introduce that brown in there just yet. We might save that brown for, there's going to be a tree in here somewhere. Oh, that's right, there is a big tree but it's on this side. It wasn't on this side. That's right. So we might save that for that tree trunk, just so we don't have to use that real deep dark chocolate color, because that might be a bit excessive. I don't know, we'll have to see when we get there how things are looking and stuff. And kind of go from there. Alright. I know this guy's a little crooked and stuff. That's okay. For what we are doing right now, that's alright. It's been very cloudy today. It almost rained yesterday. There was rain in the area. Okay. They announced beta dates for D4. So that's kind of exciting because I think Russell and I get beta access since we've pre-ordered. And we managed to make enough money in WoW where we could buy WoW tokens off the auction house and turn them into gift cards, and then we use those gift cards for the Blizzard shop to pre-order D4. So I mean, that kind of worked out because that was the only way we were going to get D4. We don't have that kind of money. And we won't have that kind of money for some time. So that's an expensive game this time around. Oh, just saying how expensive D4 is.
Oh, yeah. We'll find out if it was worth the effort when it launches.
Yeah. And we'll know whether we're glad we didn't drop real money on it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be glad either way.
I mean, we weren't going to have the money to get it when it came out. Anyhow, we would have had to wait till they decided to put it on sale or something, and even then it would have only been one copy. But this way we can play together. I was originally only going to get him a copy for Christmas, but he's like, no, I want you to get a copy too so we can...
Well, I thought it's something we could play together and could possibly be streamed.
Yeah, we could probably stream it together. It could fall into What the Hell Wednesday for you, if you want to do that. Or Sanctuary Saturday. Saturday evening. In hell. But yeah, I might try to get back later tonight with Zoo. Depending on how exhausted I am after dinner. We will definitely make a valiant attempt. There shouldn't be as many dishes tonight as there were last night. Last night I had to spend catching up the stuff from the night before that I just couldn't find time to get done, because by the time I got done working on the other thing I was working on, it was like almost 3 a.m. and I was just like, nah, not doing dishes right now. But, you know, we'll see. I'm pretty sure I still have that save file since the husband hasn't been able to get his live stream for it. Alright. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing videos popping up already on YouTube with everybody speculating what the next DLC is going to be, and I'm like, really? Like, didn't we just get one? But, I don't know, like I've said before, I would like a scenery pack next where we get like a petting zoo and a playground, a merry-go-round, more like things for guests to interact with. And to, you know, entertain them, or maybe like an animal show or something. Since we have the talk seating and stuff, that could be like, you know, like macaws flying around people's heads and, you know, stuff like that. I mean, we certainly have quite a few animals. I don't know if I have any specific animals on a wish list myself. No, I don't really think I do. But, you know, there's already flamingos in the game, so... and the cappies, so yeah, whatever else they give us, that's fine. But yeah, I would like just a scenery pack, or, you know, something along those lines. That would be fun. We've got that quality of life well, not a quality of life update, we have a content update, actually, coming for what's it? Coral Island. The name ran away from me. Sometime in March. So that'll be fun. and exciting. Although I really was excited when I realized that they changed the winter shrine, and I didn't know they had. Because I know in my off-stream game, I was struggling to get to town rank C because everybody in the wikis that I was seeing, well, you have to get to C to get the watermelon seeds, but you have to plant the watermelon seeds before the middle of fall because they take that long to grow, and you can't grow them in the winter without the greenhouse, but this shrine unlocks the greenhouse, so... And I was like, well, shit. So I didn't think we were gonna get that year one, but now we did hit rank C, and they do have the couple of winter seeds that do actually grow in winter available, and we did go and buy those. So we'll see what happens. So that's kind of exciting. So I'm trying to get enough silver kelp to make all of the sprinklers. You okay?
Just burp that went bad.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you were trying to get my attention. Alright, just brushing down the back, just reflattening things as best as I can. It just makes this side lay a little bit flatter. It's not something that you necessarily have to do. It's just something that I like to do every so often. Alright. So we'll get this guy tapped into here. Hear all of the tappy feet ever all of a sudden. I don't know who's being quite so tappy. It might be Zuzu. I think the boys need their nails checked again. Okay. Kind of feel like I need a little something in there. It is Zuzu.
Dude, you went out. Don't even.
Did he?
Yes.
I thought you took Momo.
I took them both.
Did they both pee?
Don't think Suzu did.
I thought you only took Momo.
Did I?
Yeah, you only took Momo that time.
Well, maybe. I'm a little tired. I might be confused.
No, you took Momo because then you buzzed Momo when Zuzu came in.
Oh, you're right.
And then Zuzu was being barky barky.
No goodie this time. You already got your goodie. We're gonna pee this time, right? Not a repeat of this morning. Just sit there and sniff, huh?
Well, we want to sniff Tessa,
Alright, we go pee. Come.
the ant's dog. Alright. Tell ya, I'm ready for spring. I'm ready for it to be warm. I'm tired of it being cold. I'm ready for springtime. I'm ready for being able to open the window and it not being freezing. Okay, so that fluff I'll stick back in that bag for right now. Okay, so now, we got this tree line in. And then this is cloud. This is a hill with more trees on it. And this is tree line. So, excuse me. Let's grab some more of this color.
No, he's just being trouble.
Maybe they just took Tessa out.
Come on, you. Go on. No, you ain't getting nothing.
Or they're that hungry for dinner. I mean, it is almost 5.
No, they're not that hungry. They're just being hamburgers. They have food.
Yeah, I know. Momo was in the food bowl earlier.
Hold on. Go.
Picking the good stuff out. He'll take a mouthful of food and drop it on the floor so he can nudge the stuff he doesn't want out of the way. And then he just leaves the stuff he didn't want on the floor for me to step on. Dog food hurts, man. Not quite Lego level hurt, but shit. Like, why, buddy? Why do you do this? And of course the answer is because I can. Because I can, lady. Deal with it. Okay, we're gonna need our scissors of some description here. Keep like putting it on the edge of the pad. I have to keep telling myself you don't have to be right up on the edge there. Alright. Now this guy. I'm sitting down into here. What on earth are you doing?
Typing numbers.
I was gonna say, it sounds like a horse.
Sorry.
Alright. Are you typing the same numbers?
I'm typing the same numbers in sequence.
What for?
For a random number table.
Okay, I don't want to kill all of our cloud here. So we do have to be a little bit careful with how we're coming in. So, just kind of putting this in on this bottom edge of our pink here and just kind of taking that up. Now I'm gonna have some of it go through the cloud, but I'm gonna try not to have too much of it. Just enough to try to push the cloud back a little bit. And we're gonna have another section of cloud coming in here. Get these tree guys filled into here. Alright, already I kind of see where I want another tree sitting in there. It's a little bit of a bigger gap than I'm looking for. Now this bit is some roving that I had gotten in that huge ass color set. that has just enough where I can't do a big project, but I could probably get away with doing a smaller one. I'm trying not to, like, I want to have a little bit of separation in spots. I don't want it to be just a solid wall of this grayish olive color. Like, a little separation in between's okay, but I don't want them too far apart either. So this section might take a little bit more time. I'm just lifting it up off the mat from each one. That way we don't become too attached to our mat here. Actually, we can probably take you up a little bit higher. Whoop. Okay. So next section-y section. Or next bit of tree, really. We're still in the same section. Okay. I'm just gonna brush that down a little bit there. Alright, so need another bit of fluff. I hope we have enough. I think we will. Alright. Just gonna take that slightly thinner bit down there at the bottom. Just kind of fold it up in the top. I keep hearing like a thud. What is that?
Yeah, I keep hearing it too.
It's terribly distracting. Like, it doesn't sound like it's coming from inside. It doesn't sound quite loud enough to be on the porch. Okay, that one was a little more attached to the mat than the others. Probably because our cloud was a little bit thicker in that spot. I'm holding this with an unprotected finger behind the protected finger just because I'm having trouble grabbing it and telling how much I have grabbed. With the protected one. But I do have the protected finger ready to take over. Alright, so this one kind of want to be a little bit lower. Get you tucked into there. So, I mean, you don't want them all the same height. That's gonna look a little funny. So, try to do a little bit of height variation here. Okay, so I mean, we're getting there, we're getting there. This filter on this 3-gallon tank is so quiet that sometimes I have to touch the top of the tank to see if the filter's running, to feel the vibration of it. So quiet. Eventually I might switch off of this filter though to a sponge filter. It's gonna require an air pump though, so I don't know if that's gonna be too much of a vibration for the microphone, so I might have to figure out something for that. Excuse me. Don't know if I'll have to get a soundproof square to sit the air pump on, or to sit the microphone on, or some kind of padding. I don't know. For now, this filter seems to be working though, so at least to some degree. I mean, it's not a powerful filter. It's a very low flow filter. We were gonna get a ghost shrimp to put in there to try to eat the stuff that falls to the bottom that he doesn't eat. But then somebody said that their beta was every so often eating one of their ghost shrimp, and as hungry as this guy seems to be all the time, even though I feed him a couple times a day, throughout the day, I'm like, he might eat the shrimp. I don't know. We might still get one. Maybe the next time we're down that end of Fayetteville, we'll pop back into PetSmart and see. Petco didn't have any listed on their website, so I don't know if they're selling ghost shrimp anymore. They had regular shrimp, and I'm like, no, I'm not paying $10 for a shrimp that this fucker's gonna eat, and that was probably a saltwater shrimp anyway.
They're not. They're freshwater.
Not the ghost shrimp.
Oh, we're talking the fancy shrimp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had like $10 shrimp, and I'm like, I'm not buying him a $10 snack. And since it was $10 for a shrimp, it might have been a saltwater shrimp that they had on Petco's website. Because the ghost shrimp at PetSmart were like 59 cents a piece, and I'm like, well, I'm only out 59 cents if he eats it. We still might get one. But like I said, this past week when we were there both times, they didn't have any. The ghost shrimp tank was empty. So I don't know if they've gotten any in. They had fluffy potatoes. Well, that was for certain. That one was actually a little tough to pull up one-handed. We kind of let that one go a little bit longer than we should have, or it was just that well and truly stuck in place. Alright. Yeah, I mean, we'll see if this headache lets me come back later or not. It started to lighten up a little bit, but now it's, definitely feel it in the background. Oh God. That's terrifying, a skydiving accident. That's not something I could ever do. I would be too afraid of exactly that happening. Where you have an oh shit moment. And, yeah. Oof. No thanks. It's 61 out. Does it feel 61? Oh, it feels chilly in here. Oh shit, it's gonna be 71 tomorrow. Open the windows. Sorry, I'm just taking a break for a second. Stretching out my neck. Looks like our next chance of rain is Wednesday. For thunderstorms, 99% chance. Oh, goody. Wonderful. Hopefully, it's not severe thunderstorms. The only downside to wanting it to start to get warm, because then our spring severe weather season kicks off. Oh, ick. Not a fan of that at all. No thanks. We had a severe thunderstorm the other night, and that I've been keeping an eye on because they weren't sure if the sky was gonna turn spinny. They were kind of expecting it to down to the south of us, and the one weather dude was kind of surprised it hadn't yet. And, man, we had a lightning strike somewhere nearby, because holy shit. It sounded like a gun going off in my ear. Oh my God, I almost fell out of my chair. I jumped so hard. Woke Russell up out of a sound sleep. Somehow my mother slept through it. I'm like, how did you sleep through that? Like, I almost pissed myself. It was so loud. And like the mountains surrounding us make it hard to kind of pinpoint where it came from. I was expecting to hear some kind of sirens or something for something having been hit and caught on fire. But never materialized, so I was like, okay. But damn. My word. Did not enjoy that. At all. So we'll take that one up a little bit taller. Like, I don't necessarily want to connect to this tree line because that's supposed to be further back. But I do want that up a little bit taller than the ones next to it. Okay. So this one, I might actually pick up a split dowel rod or two, depending on how long they are, and kind of set this one up like a scroll to hang it. So I think we have some natural twine, like jute rope or something similar, but I don't know how much the split dowels are. We'll have to see the next time we're able to stop into Lowe's. Because I don't think I don't think our Ace Hardware has that. I think they have normal dowels, maybe. But I don't think they have any split, and I mean, Russell might be able to split one. But he doesn't have a table saw, so it would be really kind of a lot of trouble. So I think it'd just be easier to get it already split and safer to get it already split. I wonder if I have any knobbies. Like, I've got a whole bunch of like little tiny wood bits and knobs and stuff, like that you'd put on like the end of, not really finials, but like little wooden beads or whatever. And I don't think I have one with a big enough hole though. I could always do like a little extra on the edge and just like wrap some extra twine around it. But I also need to either paint or stain. Probably be paint because I don't have any stain. Although I can get a little tiny bottle of gel stain. More than likely, although that would involve going to Hobby Lobby. Well, Joann's might have it. Walmart's not gonna. It's what I have in my head is very specific, so Joann's might. Alright. Trim that guy down. So like I said, this part will take a little extra fussing. That's just how it's gonna be. With getting your trees trimmed to the height that you want and all that happy stuff. And figuring out the thickness of the fiber that you want to put down for that tree line. Alright, so I did have a little bit of a further break there than I necessarily wanted, so I'm going to come back in and fill that space, so like right in here. Just kind of pulling off the thickness of the strand group that I'm looking for, or kind of looking for. I mean, we can always double this up if we need to. At this stage. Alright, and just a little snippy snip there. Okay, I'm kind of letting like the little tippy tops of the trees do whatever they want. If they want to curl in on each other, if they want to splay out, whatever, you know. Gives them a little bit more of a tree-like feel to them. So we're gonna take this bit of tree to about here or here, somewhere thereabouts. And then we'll start putting in our next bit of color. So this hill is gonna sit in front of this section of cloud. So this section of cloud is gonna go in after we're done these trees. So if your bottom down here isn't 100% lined up where you want it to be, like down in here, we're gonna have some cloud coming up and overlapping that. So if you have to, you'll be able to fix it and clean it up with some cloud. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with all of these little bags of floof if I don't have very much left in them. If it's not enough to really do anything with. Because it was like one bag per color. Some colors look similar until you really get them up on top of each other and it's like, oh, that wasn't a duplicate color. And it's, I think it was more along the lines of, oh, here's some fluff to make some figurines, so they didn't really expect you to be using a large quantity of it. Which is why I opted for using yarn as my primary fluff source, shall we say. Because money-wise, you get a pretty substantial amount. I don't have to worry about running out too much. I mean, I will at some point, but hopefully at that point I will have finished a project, or it'll be something where dye lot's not going to be too much of an issue. Some dye lots, man, they can really be vastly different. And you wouldn't know it unless you have some of the old dye lot and you get them right up next to each other. But for this, since we're not like making a sweater or anything, I feel like we'll be able to estimate if we're gonna run out. And if we would with the amount of that color, then we would just pick a different color to like do that background or what have you. I swear, I put this in the right spot. And it's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna fill that in. At least like a thin smattering covering that section, please. I mean, we've got this gap here, and I guess we can let that gap go, but that gap that we just covered, that was a little much. Okay, we'll get that one tapped into there. That's a pretty big gap right there. Bigger than I want that to be. We'll just kind of fill in that gap there. Like, I'm okay with like a couple of gaps towards the tops and stuff. I just, for what I'm doing here, I just didn't want that big of a space between the two. Alright. Sorry, the mat not wanting to sit flat for me right now. It's kind of making it look a little bit buckled. It's not. I'm like gonna have this huge amount of little tiny bits of fluff from all these different colors. It just weren't quite enough to finish X, Y, or Z. Although, who knows? Maybe we will finish out this color. As soon as I get the yarn wall in order, I'll be able to go back through the little micro bags of roving here And I'll be able to separate those out by colors a little bit better if I have room on the yarn wall. I've got some greens and, or no, I've got some blues and purples and pinks all thrown in to a bag, so I was trying to separate them out. And I was like, oh wait, I don't know if I actually have the room to do this. There's a lot more like green and brown tones that came in this color variety, it seems, more than anything. So that can make it a little bit more challenging to separate out. Okay, so we are, once again, for anybody new wandering in, we are needle felting along with Bob Ross's tutorial for the Joy of Painting Season 3. We are following along with Episode 5, titled Distant Hills. The link to the full tutorial on YouTube can be found, I can wake my mouse up, can be found here. Also, there is the link to the YouTube channel down below. And on the Nisey Needle Felts playlist, you can find the live streams that we have done following the other 4 previous episode tutorial episodes of this season. And the corresponding speed felt that goes with that project, where I have edited down the live streams that went with it. All into one video instead of them being broken up into other projects. Okay. Vinny's getting a little rambunctious there. Vinny. I've been calling him Vinny for a nickname. It should be Val, but I felt like he needed a mobster name.
It's your fish and he doesn't know it, so you call him whatever you want.
Well, I feel like his mobster name is Vinny Two Fins.
Jesus
So.
Christ, honey.
What? He walked away. You can't walk away after saying that. Brett. Why did he walk away? Valentino? All the other fish? Call him Vinny Two Fins? I guess that's just gonna have a gap in between, because the more I'm trying to fill it in, the more it's Like, yeah, no, what we're not gonna do is that. Boop. Okay. So we'll work on getting this one. That like looks like it went in the same exact spot as that first one there. President's Day weekend is always a strange one for me because working retail in the casino, it was never a holiday. Like I don't remember if we got holiday pay for it, but like we weren't closed. It was just an excessively busy day because other people were home. Other people's places of business weren't open. So it was just an excessively busy day that would just annoy me, and I'm just like, go home. I mean, I understand that you're paying my salary, but come on. Why are you here? I don't know. I'm like, I would have gone and gotten my errands done on Sunday and then just not left my house on Monday. But maybe that's just me. All right. That's a little thicker than I wanted that to be. So, I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's not going to look exactly like Bob's, but that's okay. We're not trying to be a dead-on copy here. I think we are going to have to feed Valentino here in just a minute. Or at least by the time I'm done the live stream today. It's actually investigating the bottom of the rocks, looking for more to eat. This guy is an eating machine. We had to crush the beta food down a little bit because it was too big for him to eat. He kept like spitting it back out like he couldn't swallow it. And I was like, really? And we were worried he wasn't gonna get enough to eat, and he wasn't actually able to eat it without spitting it out until we crushed some of it. And it's crazy. I'm like, why do they make this so big if the fish can't eat it? Like, that seems dumb. Personally, but like, we actually have 3 different types of food. Like, Russell had some bloodworms left over. from his crab treats, and then we bought a container of tropical flakes because PetSmart didn't have any beta flakes. They only had the beta pellets, and I'm like, really? So we had done an experiment where we had gotten the flakes as a backup, and then tried crushing a couple of the pellets just to see what was gonna happen. And then he started eating the crushed up little round pellety thingies, and I was like, oh, okay. Alright, do I need to make you dinner?
No.
I'm just asking because I'm looking at the time.
No. No, you do you.
Where are you going?
Hmm?
Where are you going?
I'll probably go visit my line in a minute.
Oh, you had your shirt on, or your sweatshirt on, so I didn't know if you were...
No, I just happened to put it on when I took the boys out. In fact, yeah, I'll be visiting my okay?
Okay.
Enjoy your Vinny Two Fins, you freak.
What? What?
When's the last time you fed Vinny?
Before I got started.
Okay, you can't be that hungry then.
But he's, like, been picking at the bottom of the rocks, so I might need to feed him again here in a minute.
He's literally, he rolled up and stared at you. Now he's following your fuzz. Maybe you should feed him.
Yeah, maybe I should. Alright, then. Vinny Two Fins, man. Feed him or he's gonna bite you. It says alter ego. Alright, Valentino, we'll feed you. There's my coconut turtle. My coconut bobbing head turtle. Sorry, I don't have a whole lot of room to work with here. He knows what it means when I pull the book off the top of his tank, though. Okay. Let's put that back on top there so you don't get any bright ideas. Turtle can go back up there. Alright. Sun's going down. Suddenly got noticeably darker in here. Alright, well, we're almost done with this bit of tree line here. Almost. Alright, so we'll put that in there. Oh, I wonder if you went and cleaned the car. Tomorrow might be a better day to clean the car, though. He said he was going to, and I just happened to think about, I don't know if he did. Neighbor's truck's probably going to start in a minute. To begin its 10 or 15 minute running cycle before he actually leaves. At first we thought he was doing it just to warm up the truck because it was cold out. And it's a older truck. But now he's doing it even when it's not that cold out, so I don't know. Just don't know. Alright, so I'm gonna also try to get the copy of Coral Island up on YouTube tonight from Thursday. It's been a hectic couple of days, so we are gonna have a good amount of this left over, it seems. That's okay. It's more than okay, really, but... Alright. Gotta reflatten the back here. Okay. It's nice to have another color aside from all the drab greens and browns and stuff stuck to the mat there, at least for now. Alright, so we're gonna... this guy about in here. Okay. Oh. Runaway piece of fuzz. All right. That one it tucked into there. And then let's see, I think I'm going to take this up just a little bit, or over, not up, over, just a little bit further. What the hell noise was that? I swear it sounded like something like "Rah." I don't think it was a cat. Was it a child? Hell? It didn't come through the microphone. It wasn't loud enough, but oh my goodness. Okay, it's kids. I don't know if it's next door kids or if it's kids across the street in the parking lot. Okay, no, that was kids. Alright. I heard it again. It's so strange because where we are, there's not normally kids at this time of night outside making a bunch of noise. Okay, so let me roll this back up. Maybe I've used a good amount of that. What was in there? Alright. So now I'm going to come back to our white fluff. And we're going to start to fill in our sections here. Right now I'm just kind of more concerned with this edge here that's going to be butted up against our the side of our hill. I mean, if we don't have it quite right, the hill material itself can always cover that. But I just want to make sure that we are where we need to be and that we are as thick as we need to be. And when we get more up to our tree line here, I'll start to add in some floofy stoofs. I tell you, I'm getting really hungry. Okay, so we'll get that all good and attached in there. I'm just gonna brush that section down. And then start to get our swirling bit of cloud worked in here. On our tree line here as it meets the ground. Alrighty. Just making sure that we're good and attached in there. Alright, next bit of fluff. to try to get worked in here. So I at least want a little bit of movement up here. At the base of the tree line. I don't want to cover all those trees that we put in, but just to break up a little bit of our horizon there. It might start getting a little bit tougher. You might feel a little bit more resistance in this section because we've got a couple different layers of fiber here. So just, you know, slow down where you need to. Don't force the needle if it doesn't want to go in that section. Just, if you're hitting resistance that hard, either really slow down and go a little bit more gently, or just, you know, move the needle over to a spot next to it and try that. Could also be that section of my pad too, so. Alright, so next up, got a bit of a seam right there from the upper bit of white and that lower bit of white, so I do want to kind of lay this on top. Just to fill that in a bit. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I heard a thud and then heavy thuds on the front porch, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then I heard voices and I couldn't place the voices. So I got my headphones on, and it turned out to be the mother-in-law walking her sister's dog. And they were up on the porch for some reason. Second time she scared the crap out of me. It's like a big old Rottweiler or something. I don't even know what the fuck this dog is. Half Rottweiler, half boxer or something. I don't know. But it's heavy. And the way its feet were hitting the floor. Hello. I don't know how to pronounce that, so... Topper? Can I call you Topper? As a guy, feel that... Oh, that's a good mountain. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I had to step away for a second because I didn't know what sound was outside. We're just kind of working on getting this cloud section in here. So it's hard to see on the tutorial because for some reason this season they were doing this 3/4 view and it was really bizarre. Let me see if I can get the sketch that we've done of this one. Here, let me see. So I did that was the last one that we did. I did a sketch of concept sketch on this one. So we're kind of in this section of cloud right here. So I mean we'll see how it goes. See how it goes. I wasn't real enthused to do this one because this one was kind of a challenge for me for the colors I had available. So I was afraid I wasn't gonna really do it much justice. I'm sorry I missed your comment there. Sometimes I have to get up and deal with stuff. It happens sometimes. All right. So we'll work on getting this next bit of cloud fluff in here. This one's definitely gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna be a longer one. I mean, it is some pretty large chunks of stuff, and this is our, oh, I didn't put what episode we were on. Did I? No, I didn't. Okay, what is this? Is this our, I think this is our 5th session on this one. So I don't know, it's probably still gonna take us about the same bit of time here because, you know, doing these like sticky trees, they do take a little bit of time. The dog is eating. That's what that noise is behind me. That's why I paused strangely. I'm like, what was that? It was the dog eating. All right. I think I'm gonna have to definitely refill our white fluff bag here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to refill it before we finish this project or not, but we'll definitely need a refill before heading back into the felt, or the yarn wall, the fluff wall. And I'm working on I'm almost done. I'm down to like my yellows and browns and the grays. And getting that all sorted out, trying to figure out if I do need to add another bit of clothesline to the fluffy wall. I don't know if I do. I might be able to cram them in there. I mean, we'll see. I don't have too many yellows to add. So, well, we'll see. Alright. So, I think I want to try to finish this bit of cloud section here before we end for the day. That's my goal. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but that's what I would like to do. We will see. Alrighty. Just making sure that's looking pretty good there. Alright, so that's got a little bit of a seam around that, so we're gonna have to lay another bit of fluff over that. Just so it's not quite so obvious. And then hopefully this one laying down on top of that's not quite so obvious itself. Alright, let's see, what time is it? 6:03. I got a late start today. I wanted to start much earlier. But I was oh so tired. I'm just trying to think of how late it's going to be when we try to come back for Planet Zoo. Maybe we won't come back for Planet Zoo tonight. I mean, I want to. I do. I just don't know if I'm going to have the energy to do so tonight. We'll have to see. How we're feeling, I guess. Yeah, so let's uncommit to Planet Zoo later. Sorry. I can't make up my mind today. If we do try to stream Zoo later, I can't really say how talky I'm gonna be, so I mean, I might try to get some done off stream. I can probably get a recording done. I mean, that's possible. Alrighty. We'll get this going here. I mean, this is a pretty solid section of white fluff. If you see me rubbing part of the front, I'm just trying to make sure I did get all of the little bits nailed down. I don't see too much movement, or I've got like a section I completely missed. Sometimes it can be tough to tell if you've actually attached a bit here and there. I don't want this real tight. Do want a little bit of air between those fibers to a degree. Okay, now this guy. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm following our... This is going to be another hill in here, so I'm just trying to follow that hill line there. Okay, and we're gonna have, like I said, this is gonna be like another hilly section. I'm not sure. It's probably gonna be, oh gosh, I don't know what color to use as the base of that hill. It might be that same pink we might come back down in there with, and then we'll just come back over it with our dark gray that we were going to use for our trees in that section. And I'm just brushing down the back. You don't necessarily have to, it's just something that I find makes things sit a little bit better for me. All right. we will work on getting this guy attached into here. As best as we can. You okay, Momo? Sounded like he slurped down the wrong tube there. He does that sometimes. And he does these horrible reverse sneezes. That don't sound like a cough, but it's very hard to describe them. Okay. Let me just have a little bit further to go up in here. Alright, so I might need to add another little bit in there. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling when we get the rest of this filled in here. It might be better to have a little bit of gappage happening. Alright, so again, I'm just trying to follow the top of that next hill line here, at least on that edgy section. And you know, we'll see how we do here. And of course, you know, Bob makes it look oh so easy. But he's also had years and years and years of practice. He could probably do it with his eyes closed at this point. Well, at this point in his career, where he was at the time. I know he's no longer with us, but I've got a couple more spots in there. Need to get tapped in. Alrighty, so got a little bit further to go on this guy. And I don't want it super tight. Like, it can be a little bit scrunched up on itself, but I don't want it real tight where we're not going to get any kind of movement in there. Alright, so pop that guy up. I've got some white mixing in here too. That's kind of fun. Alright. I mean, it's just the matte, so it's not like it matters, but it's still kind of fun to see the different colors filling in there on the mat. All right. So we're not looking too bad. I do like that cloud being up there now. It doesn't feel quite so open and empty. Alright, I just want to take this a little bit further over to the side here to finish off this section. Alright, I need to try to see where I'm at here. Along our edge line. I don't want to go over that. I might add another little, oh no, it might be alright. Let's see what it looks like once we get this one worked in here. Just to make sure that we're still looking okay. Alright, we're kind of holding our line. We're a little wobbly, but not too bad. Alright. You know, I think we're gonna leave that be because we've got this hill that's gonna come into here, and then we've got this hill, and then we're gonna have the trees all stacked up in there. So I think we'll leave that there. And I think that is gonna do it for today. So not bad, not bad. Let's see, is anybody on my list doing anything right now? And no, it doesn't really look like it. So we'll go ahead and we'll just stop there for today. And I hope you guys had a good weekend. I hope if you are off this weekend, that you have a good one. Like if you're off extra tomorrow. If not, then I'm sorry. Hopefully it won't be too bad. We'll be back here tomorrow, barring a major emergency, for art once again. I'll try to start a little bit early, but you know, no promises. We try to start by 4 p.m. at the latest. So make sure you follow all the places down below. Feel free to follow here with your notifications turned on, so that way you know when we do go live. And yeah, so I will see you all tomorrow. And until then, have a good one.